Yellow. It's been a bit. I didn't stream last night because I fell asleep on the fucking couch because I was running on fucking basically 2 hours, not 2 hours, 4.5 hours of sleep. Like I tried to go to sleep around 1 to 2. I had my shower on like midnight, but I tried to sleep between there. But I was just tossing and turning and eventually fell asleep. But then I woke up at 7, and I was in bed until I guess like 7:30. So it was like I wasn't doing well. But so then we went to the comp and I was like invigorated, I was there. My first official comp, like where like the I bought 4 cubes in total. I bought the my main cubes. What about this one? Um, the fuck? Um, Alright, so I get my main cubes, which is this, a very good, um, Moyu Huameng, that I bought this year. It's UV, Maglev, and Core Magnet, so like one of the best cubes you could fucking get. I don't really like UV. Sometimes it works. Like it's a little. Sometimes some cubes a little too much. Then these are my GAN. You know. The only iffy thing about me is that I didn't practice getting up to the comp when you should. You know. The best I was doing was just sticking around with the cube the week of. Like usually you like every day you practice solves. Like you aim to get the solve at home, then you like do a leeway between that time and like 10 plus seconds or some shit. I don't know. But I bought 2 extra cubes. One of them was this extra cube or two in case I wanted to like practice solves. Because it's like I have another tube or two which is good, but I still like the feel of this one. Sure, like your eyes adjust to this one pretty quickly, but then if you get 2 adjusters to it, you won't be able to like go back to this with ease. But then also brought one of the very first cubes I ever got, which was a Moyu Weilong stickered back in 2014 comp, so my brother's first comp, the same comp I met Felix Zemdegs for the first time, which is the former and one of the not world's best, but well, yeah, one of the world's best, but like one of the fastest Australian cubers. Like he was in the top 3 for every event that he was in. Like it was in the top 1 for majority of them. Then one of them, like only a handful of them, it was 3. I don't think it was even 2 of any. It was just 1 of the 3. It's crazy, and he got a national record like on Saturday. It's crazy. So I got this cube, and that very same day, I got his signature down here. I feel like, but after the years, it just worn off. But then I had the bright idea because he was signing stuff that like I bought the Moyu. Might as well get a re-sign. So what I did was that I told him the story, and it faded. So like, re-sign. Then he has it's better sign now because at the top, I'm probably need to find a box for it so the air doesn't wipe it off like how it did before because it was chilling up there next to the next to this thing. Next to this thing, which is the box I got a Yulong that I held there for a little bit. I bought in Vietnam for, what was it, 130 or some shit dong. And I was just, like, that was 2018, roughly. So I was cubing a little bit then, but then since I couldn't learn any algorithms, I just bought the cube. And I just found it funny that I bought a cube with Felix's face on it. But the cube is alright now. It's not a good speed solver, but it's a good one just like beginner cube to learn shit on. But the weird thing is it has the logo on the blue side, and the blue is more turquoise, like more bright. So like Maya's hair color blue instead of the normal blue of a cube. But then also, Felix was giving away cubes, of anything. He gave away cubes, mats, and what I believed was his old cubes he was using over the years. But then it turned out like majority of the stuff was unopened cubes he will never use. So like, instead of selling them, be humble, give it away to people, and he announced it on his stories a couple days before. So my brother got, like legit, Coben and I, my brother, because we were talking to him like a couple minutes before he did it. And he says, "Yeah, let me finish eating, and we'll set it up." Then we were there first, waiting to see what he got. Then all the kids, basically, this was their first comp or something, or like one of the first, and like they're very fast. They just swarmed in, not knowing that some people were there first, wanting to see what he actually had before deciding on what to take. But the kids just swarmed as soon as Felix said, "We have a couple GAN 13s there," and all the kids just swarmed in, and I was like, "The fuck." So then my brother got the final GAN, which is an iCarry cube, which is a Bluetooth cube, which is illegal for comps because it has lights and stuff. It's a decent film cube, not the best. But then I got this cube, which is basically identical to this Moyu Huameng. This like the same type of thing, but this one's a little bit better. The reason why this is a little more loose, which I don't really like, and again, it's the same logo. It's Moyu Weilong, which I fucking love. Like, first comp I ever went to, then first comp I competed. It's pretty cool. So like it's a good cube to do stuff with, you know. I learned an algorithm today because I got that case in a solve, which I didn't know the algorithm, so my time was fucked. But then my brother, when I was just watching YouTube, he grabbed the cube, and what he did was change the colors, because usually the colors scheme is like this. It's red, blue, orange, then green. What he did was swap them, so now it's red, blue, green, orange. I'm probably gonna change it back, but it's still like if I will ever forget what cube that Felix gave away for free, is the one that's messed up, you know. Imagine if I tell him I got this cube and it was fucked up in the box. But and also, since it was my first comp, I got this thing. It's like, it's double-sided, the same thing, basically. Not really. But yeah, like, I think Coben got this one maybe 10 odd years ago. Also, it has my exact type of cube I bought. Like, see, it's the same one. Like, it's a good practice one, you know. Also, main no more than one have no more than one logo. Have only minimal wear. It's weird. So you need brand new cubes basically. I have one uniform color per face, and no Bluetooth capability. So, but then like the first thing you get was those, plus this lanyard thing, where like every comp has the same thing depending. So they say that every comp you should just bring yours back to use, but a bunch of people just don't. They like to keep it as like memorabilia. My brother does. So what he does is just he replaces the thing with his uni one. Like I have a Big and Hills one, in my let me pull it out. I think I have it in it. You know, just might as well. You know, wear that at the comps to make it look a little bit different to everyone. I think I have it in here somewhere. Surely I do. Remember, this is my pencil case from fucking year 9 or some shit. That I still bring to uni, even though I don't fucking need half the things in. I don't even need my pencil case, all I need a pen. You know? That's all I need, a pen and a sheet of paper. Oh, here it is. Here it fucking is. You know? Basically, all I need is like a weird key type thing. And just put it on there. It'd be cool to have. Just wear my school thing there. I don't know. But then I was like, this is my first comp. You might as well. So, like, if it was a comp that or if it was just another one. But since it's my first comp, it's kind of more special in that way. Sure, I'm late to the comp stuff. Like, people would have the first comp when they're 12 or some shit. I my Speed Stacks one in 2014. But I just got Felix to sign it, because why not? You know? It's my first comp. If it's, you know, if it was like, maybe get people to sign your worlds card, maybe, if you're there. But then again, he also gave away clothing, since it wasn't getting taken. My brother was like, I'm fucking taking one. So I wore it, and he had a bunch of these, but it's a GAN thing, 2013 and 2014 world champion Felix Zemdegs, with his face on it. It's a blue jumper. He said it was 2XL, but it barely fit me, and it barely fits Coven. But I fucking love that. Like, it's fucking hilarious. And remember, the whole, it was basically like the Speed Stacks one. It was just it was like a basketball hole. All it was, at a school, you know. Technically, there can be a comp that is fucking at the school that's right close to me, you know. That, like, Coben can just come here and we can just be there and leave the house 5 minutes before registration starts, and we'll be there first, you know. But next note, I don't know, because it always like, Cubers or delegates who used to go to said school have it there. It depends, you know, because when I did the Speed Stacks one, I think that was one of the Australian champions or Victorian champions. It was their school, so they just did it there. Also, when you're a delegate, you can actually say, like, oh, hey, we have a school here, we have a bunch of Cubers who live around this area, and they always been traveling out to this one location. Why not have one there? You know? But yeah, it must be weird. Like, cause Felix Zemdegs, sure, he's like world-renowned Cuba and all that, but not many people know who he is outside of the Cuban community. So, like, if he goes to, like, fucking Woolies or something, no one's gonna recognize him, unless there's happens to be one Cuba or former Cuba there. You're like, oh, hey, that's the Felix Zemdegs. But, like, he must feel this weird rush every time he goes to comps. Maybe it's not been the same because he's been fucking competing for 13 fucking years. Like, where he just knows that everyone in the room knows who he is. Like, every kid or everyone who's solving cubes knows who he is. You know, like, if you're a world champion, you're like Max Park, time and all that stuff. Like, world record holders. You were just famous, you know. And sure, he's a former record holder, and he hasn't had a world record in a long time, but still, he was like the top of the events, you know. Then if he goes to Worlds, You know, he'll probably be pretty big. Maybe not as big as he would have been like a couple of years ago, because I think that when like in America or in any Asian countries, they will look up to the Asian Cubers, not the Australian ones. That's why the Australian people know who Felix is, and Felix is on first name basis with so many Australian Cubers at this rate. But then again, like the biggest Cubers just are friends, you know, like the world record holder from America, Max Park, and Felix, they're friends, you know. Then like basically every big Cuber you know on YouTube knows each other, like in person. You know, like if they're all Australian and they've been to a couple of worlds together or Nats together, you know, like they probably should be sharing the fucking same hotel room or some shit, because it's just easier. But yeah, I digress. It's just crazy for me to think about, because not fucking Discord. Because I've been not like, what's weird is that my brother realized this, is that if he just continued cubing and not stopped, we'd be in the leagues of like decent people. Like sure, like his 2x2 average is 5 seconds and mine is 10 seconds. Just pretty decent for basically people who haven't been cubing for fucking years. But still, again, I like my 2x2. It sucked, to be honest. My 2x2, like my first solve was 10 seconds, then it was like 11, then my third one was 18, then my fourth one was 28, then my final one was 12. Like, but then my 3x3 ones was even worse, because because like I got faster and faster progressively, which is what you would want to happen at a comp. You wouldn't want to get slower. So like it started at 116, and then it was like 102. Or because I wanted to get under a minute, and if I could get under a minute, I wanted to get better than fucking 45 seconds, because like 43 seconds is my personal best at home. And basically, since it's my first comp, and if it's like an event you haven't done before, like before for my brother, it's always going to be a PB, like an official PB. So that's not what I want. So yeah. Like it was like 3x3 was 116, then it was a 102 or 105, I forget. Then my third one was a DNF, because either I let go of the timer a little bit too early, or the timer didn't register it was going off, so it was an automatic DNF. However, in that case, there's a very few cases where like you can ask the delegate to have an extra turn or something if something happened. I could have asked that, like, the timer didn't go off, can I have the extra thing? I didn't do that because I was dumb and I didn't think about it, but I could have did that. Also, my judge was a very young Asian girl, you know, and she'd barely talk to me. She only just did the questions and judged me and then left. It's pretty cool, and her like, she was just doing 3x3 and basically getting fucking less than 20 seconds every time. Could have been Tingman's sister. I don't fucking... Probably. Then my fourth one was pretty decent. It was 50 seconds point something. 50 point something. But then my final one was my best by far. It was 48. It was 48, but since the cube finished, like, cause this is a solved state, you know? This is a solved state. But then this, what was it? Judging. Keeping. Yeah, what was it? Yeah. It was something like this. Yeah, because I keep on forgetting it. It was my first time judging. I also did it today as well. The comp was my events was Saturday. My brother's four. If I got into round two, it's very slim. Um. What was it? It was this plus this. Something like that. Or was it? Or did I have it solved? And it was like. Let me look at this up. Because it doesn't fucking tell you, you know. I think my fucking name's on here. Because it doesn't get updated sometimes. I mean, like, I wish I had a comp in, like, 2014 or something for me just to try out. But I didn't. I never did one because I was never confident with 3x3. I always thought it was, like, an impossible thing, but now I know all these algorithms that I never thought I'd fucking know. Holy shit. There's a person who's only had one competition and's been on the podium. That's fucking crazy. How many Lewises have cubed? Quite a bit, but that's all last names. I want first names, man. I'll be at the very bottom, most likely. Let me see. Yeah, my name is not on here yet. No? Yeah, it's not. It's not on here yet. Fair enough. How many people with my last name? It's not even registering my brother. No, it is. Is it registering that he had to come today? No, it didn't. Chill, his first comps. He got into second round? Fuck. He got into second round for Aussie Nats. That's crazy. And he did a one-handed solve in a minute. It's pretty decent. I'm gonna need to Hang on, why is he... Also, there's so many people who just didn't fucking show up for the next day, or first day anyway. Damn, I'm 246th. Yeah. Like, I still don't understand why my fourth solve is that shit. 30... People's fucking... to be fair, for all my solves for 2x2, people can do a fucking... People can do a 4x4 in fucking 30 seconds. You know? My times were shocking. You know? I mean, like, if I say that, like, I just learned F12 a couple months ago and haven't fucking trained at all, people would say that's pretty decent, actually. But, like, it's so weird because, like, my average was over a fucking minute. But then you see people like Felix and that, the average is sub 10 seconds or even sub 7 seconds. And they just, like, they don't care how fast they are. You know, they're that humble that they're that good. And, like, there's so many people who, like, have a C scrambled 2x2 and just do it within a fucking second. You know? We saw a guy do 2x2 yesterday, and he's... Oh my god, like, you know... Within a second, you know? Felix's one's, like... Like... It's crazy. You got your personal record for 2x2, you know? 1.45 seconds. For average, it was the 2x2 average, not best. But he got 1 second on the dot though. That's crazy. Imagine seeing a scrambled like fucking 2x2. You know, see this, and you know exactly what you need to do in what finger movements. Just pick it up, like basically, do the time, pick it up, do your things, and you're done. Like how? You know, sure, like, doing it within 10 seconds is doable for me, but... Let's see. I'm already fucking up, and people would have fucking done multiple, like, 2x2s in this time, you know? You know? It's also comp nerves as well. I just need to get fucking better at fucking all these things. Because people were looking at me at uni saying, oh, I'm fucking doing it so fast. No. There's people that I judged who were fucking, like, in a solve with me and my brother faster than both, like, you know. Like, the time that took me to solve fucking 1 cube, 50 seconds. There's people who can do it. Can solve 10 cubes in the span of me doing 1. Think of that. Think about that. Basically. Like, more than 5 cubes whilst I'm doing 1. Sure, it'll be easier if it's the same solve because people can read a scramble and do the exact same maneuvers to do it, to solve it, but I'm fucking, that's like fucking 10-year way me things. I mean, like seasoned cubers can see this as solved, this state right here, because they see this color pattern, this exact one. You got 2, 2, 2, then all that yellow, then these two, they see it exactly as it is and be like, within one algorithm, this cube will be done. But they do that in like a fraction of a second, to the point like they do this and that, and this cube is done before you even realize that they read that state. You know, same with like this. Like it's a rare case to have this like this, because everyone will always do an anti-soon here. Like, you can always do a left soon, like, always do one there, but you're always gonna be fucking behind. So, like, if you go into the soon place, like, skilled cubers will know it'll be solved within one algorithm. Seasoned cubers like me won't know that. They'll expect it to be PLL algorithms, you know? But you get an entire PLL skip by just doing that, and you fucking wouldn't know. It's happened to me a couple times with 2x2. I don't think I've ever gotten a PLL skip. There's only one PLL algorithm you would need to know. It's just this. Basically, it's where everything is the right side up, but these aren't. But any way you do it, you're always going to get the cube to be solved. You just need to change it a little bit. So always do it in the diagonal area. So if you do it, see the diagonal, it's backwards. You know, you can do it lefty if you want, but still. I don't know why I'm fucking talking about cubes. Like, I need to not only learn fucking algorithms, you know, learn them. You know, I learned this one tonight because I got this case at the comp yesterday. But not only learn them, but read them and be like, oh, hey, I need to do this algorithm, like in the span, like, I will always look at this to do, I will always look at, this and see it's a JPerm, but I have to think of, like, is it back JPerm or not? Because this is JB perm. Look at this. Like, but then, like, the opposite perm, which my brothers didn't know the algorithm to, like sometimes I read this, oh hey, it's a JPerm, so I'll automatically do the normal one that I know and not this. But what's good is that T-perm basically works all the same. I like doing T-perm. If I get the T-perm case, I'm happy, because I just know what to do without thinking of it. But if I get an RB, it's not going to be solved quick. And RB was the case I always wanted, which is just these ones. Swap these two and these two. And it makes you, like, wonder, how did people learn or figure out how to do that shit? Because people had to figure it out, the algorithms, like, slowly turn and say, oh, those moves didn't do what I wanted to do. But sure, you can. But then again, you can look at this. This helps you understand cues a little bit, because if you do the start of the Y perm, if you do the start of the Y perm, it comes to this T shape, and 50% of the time, well, not really 50%, it's more like, I don't know the exact percentage, but if you look at like this, instead of doing sexy move, do that to go straight into the Y perm, or even go onto this spot. Like, if it's this case, which is probably very unlikely to happen, like, having red there, like, if it's blue facing you, having red there, blue there, and green there, you can solve it, and that's because you just know about the Y perm, you know, so just do that. And that ending of the Y perm thing is what I do for this, for 2x2, to solve it from here. If it's like facing you, if yellow's, Why am I fucking talking about it? No one's gonna watch this. No one's gonna care. You know? I'll be right back. I need to have a drink and get to the bathroom. Then we can play for solid 2.5 hours. I was like, just thinking to myself, if I could get myself to the point where I'm guaranteed sub 40s every fucking time, my next comp I'm gonna feel satisfied. You know, sub 40s. Virtually impossible for me. My brother can barely get sub fucking 20. Like he averages 25 or some shit. I mean, he did really well at the comp for 3x3 and 2x2. 4x4 not so much. He's unfortunate because we drove away just to do 4x4. Yeah, and his wife did come. His wife's dad came to see everything. It was his wife's dad's first competition and everything, so it was pretty cool experience. Again, it wasn't my first competition, but it was my first competing, so I knew basically what everything was happening. It's just, I don't know why I never competed before. Like, I knew the beginner's method. If I had a competition in 2014 or something just for beginner's method, I probably would have, you know, and having a cuber, like the world, having new cubers be around your age or some shit like that makes it feel more better, you know. But then again, there's a massive age gap when it comes to cubing, because like there's a lot of teens, but then again there's not a lot of teens. Like, it's like either you're really good as a teenager or you just started, because it's like these tiny kids that we saw that were like getting fucking sub 20s every time with 3x3. But then like you have these teenagers who do a lot well, but then the people who are in their 20s is not there, you know. Like this cutoff with people who are in their 20s. So either you've been cubing for this long or you haven't, you know. Because like Felix Zemdex is like 27, nearly 30. I'm 21, but the majority of people that are competing were 10 to 15, and they were making friends just by playing with each other's cubes. And this probably was their fucking 5th tourney, I don't know. Honey, shut up. let's play the game. Also, my last stream was fucking phenomenal for me. That's the only bad thing about having the games in the PS5 is you never see these photos. You never. What shall we start with? Let me start with a Roxanne thing.